Nigeria has 7.6 million out of school children. Senate Chairman of the State Committee on Education, Basic and Secondary, Senator Lawal Adamu Usman, has urged religious and traditional leaders to take a more active role in ensuring education and empowerment for the girl child within their communities. Speaking at the National Conference on Girl Child Education and Empowerment with traditional and religious leaders in Nigeria, he emphasized the need for collective action to break the cycle of poverty and gender discrimination that hinders girls' access to education. Statistics reveal a troubling reality: 3.9 million girls at the primary level and 3.7 million at the junior secondary level are out of school, with many forced into early marriage or domestic labor. Worse still, over 1 million girls drop out between primary 1 and the final year, while 600,000 fail to transition from primary 6 to junior secondary school. These numbers highlight deep-rooted societal barriers that require urgent intervention. Senator Usman called on the World Bank to extend the Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment (AGILE) project to all 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory to ensure that every Nigerian girl has access to quality education. He also noted that his committee is working on amending key education laws to strengthen the country's commitment to universal basic education, ensuring that more girls can stay in school. The conference, hosted by Minister of Education Dr. Tunji Alausa, was attended by prominent figures including the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Muhammad Saud Abubakar III, and the Emir of Agungu, Samaila Mohammed Mera, reflecting the growing consensus on the need for change. So, sir, as regards this story, this used to be a thing of the past, but I think I'm not entirely right about that. Where you have the girl child being asked to stay back at home, and then the male children are being sent to school. Why do you think we still have such things in our society now?
From the story we've just go through right away, first and foremost, I would like to thank the senator. For coming up with this awareness, trying to talk in some prominence to see reasons that how child education, adolescent education should be, girl child education should be implemented, should be taken serious. It actually shows that he has been a burden in his heart, and he been trying to see how he can lend his voice. So that this can be adopted and the future of the girl children can as maybe saved. You see, this thing happened. There's some part of this country that are still holding on to the old parable where they say the education of a girl education is not important. That is better to train the men than to train the girls. But you can also observe that even with that, the men that they believe should be trained are not even the one carrying the family or the one giving the society what the society wants. So the ones you now consider that the female child that find themselves into education, that the parents saw it and needful and train them. You can see the life of these ones, that the female education, the ones that have been privileged to go to school, have been very, very productive in our country right as it speaks. We can see like the level of the person of Ngoji Konjiwara and so many of them that are doing very, very well. So imagine this idea of neglecting the girl child, not giving serious attention to the girl child, has been that the other families, other parents buy into it. That they didn't see the reason to train their own. We wouldn't have some of these our ladies who are doing very well in the ministry in every phase of their endeavors. So to me, it's a right move. Is a right move. Also, and also calling on the international organization that are also they should cut across the 36 states to make sure that their service is reached to every state in order for to develop the girl child. Look at the percentage that have been out of secondary school. Some have been out of, some percentage has been out of from primary. Some at the GS3. you find out that our culture has made the girl children become vulnerable in these issues, in the sense that they believe marriage is the best to not give to a girl child. Better let her just marry and go to her husband's house. And you forget that if that child is useful, if you train that child to the level where she can become useful to herself, before talking about being useful to the husband, she will never forget the training of the parents. So to me, this move by the senator and also by the commissioner for minister for education that is valid now, I want them to put the necessary watch, and then also talk to the other agency, and then every state government see need for it, and create a ministry where these girl children education can be taken serious. Okay. Whatever thing they could do, I think to me is important, because the girls has the female education has some a percentage that it will help in the society, because the ones that have been privileged, we see the outcome of it. So it's important.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So, still on that topic, it's a good thing that the senator and this person has decided to put in structures to help make the girl child education much easier and attainable. But do you think it's entirely the government's responsibility? Because I feel like I believe rather that parents also have a role to play in this. There might be an establishment for the girl child to have access to education, but what if the parent decides not to take it seriously?
I think right now, the century where we are, it is only it's only few parents that are very backward in terms of understanding, because the society has developed to the point that even when the parents that were not privileged to go to school, they could now see need. I know that some families who take it upon themselves, even though they want to train their children, because they see the need. So the government will likely putting all the necessary machineries, putting all the necessary facilities, making things available. The government will not go to the houses to force this girl child to go to school. It is the duty of the parents, because every child has a stage that the parents can control. The duty of the parents to sit their child down, give them reason, and then give them the enabling environment and the enabling backup, encouragement. Because when a child is grown in a family where nobody takes care of anybody, you are just on your own. So the girl child doesn't have any leverage of like any assistance from anywhere. A child, when a child grow to the time, a period of starting seeing herself as an adult, start seeing some signs, and the parents are not able to provide necessary things. Talk of giving her books to go to school. So it is the parents that will do the other side of it, because the evangelism will start from each house. Government will only do their best, apart from putting up a town hall meeting to some local areas, talk to children, because some of them are very backward in the very community that have not seen light in this country. So the government need to step up, and there's some agencies, NGOs need to step up and sensitize these people. Okay,
thank you very much. So the last question on this topic before we move into the next topic. Why do you mentioned that it's been an ideology or a pattern in the days of old or past times where parents believe that the male children should go to school and then the female children should stay back home. Could this be because they believe that at the end of the day the female children female children will eventually get married and then the education is wasted? Can't a woman get married to a man and still go about her career and her future?
No, it started when this ideology of why will I train a female child? It's not my heir to her parent. It's not my inheritance. It's another man's property. So this ideology has come as deep into their people's to see it as a norm. So they say, I don't want to do that. I will let train a female child. No, my girl child will marry. All their expectation was, once you have a female child, you are counting numbers of in-laws you are getting. And you forget that when that child is doing well, that child will never forget his home. And when your child is doing well and the man gets married to the child that the parents have trained, he will respect that child and also respect the family. Because you understand that for him to get access to such a gorgeous woman, a very industrial woman, is because the family saw the future of that child and decided to give that child the best. So that does it. So the issue there is that they didn't see need for it, but right now they are beginning to see need, and so it is the duty of the government to just see how they can still wake some of them that are still asleep.